Hey guys, my name is Roger. I wanted to show you how to change out the needle on the top of a carburetor on a 250X. The first time I did it, it was a little complicated from reading on the internet how to exactly get to the carburetor, and done it a couple of times now, so I thought I'd share how we take care of that. Okay, as you can see here, obviously we're running on a Honda. It's a 2009 250X. And let me show you what we'll need to do. First, we'll need to rotate the carburetor. You can see obviously I already had the gas tank and the seat pulled off, just a couple of bolts on those that you can figure out pretty easy. And then you'll be sure and turn your shuttlecock off on the gas tank when you pull that off. And then you'll just have one wire that will come off of your gas tank and everything will pull off there. So on the carburetor, we'll need to loosen 2 screws up to be able to rotate the carburetor to get access to the top where we need. We've got a flashlight here. Hopefully I can hold this and do both. Here's one screw here to the side. That's real easy to see. The other one's a little bit more difficult. Hopefully we can pick that out here. That's it right up on the top of the screen there. Again, we'll just loosen those up. Already done that. Just enough so when we're pulling this carburetor, you can see that here we can rotate it about about an inch or so, and that will get us access to the top where we need to get to the needle there. So let me show you that. A little tougher to see, but when we look down at the top, there's a little kind of football shaped plate there. You can see one of the black screws. Let's see if we can get that out of the way. And they'll have an Allen head on each side of those. There's another one there, that black little socket screw it's called, that the Allen head will hit into. So I've got it rotated this way already, so let me go ahead. All I've done is just take just an Allen wrench and put it in a pair of vice grips so I can get enough torque on that to get it off. Just going to do this and hold the camera at the same time. Okay, got him loose. And then what we'll do now is we'll rotate this carburetor back towards me. And now we should be able to access the screw on the other side. We can see it right there, real easy. There we go. Okay, I went ahead and loosened the screws off camera just to save a minute. And when you loosen those screws, let me go ahead and grab this. You don't have to worry about this falling out and falling down into your engine. And see if we can focus in on these here. You can see the thread's bigger on the bottom than on the top. So that keeps that screw from falling all the way out. So just get them loose till they get loose on the top, and then you can just reach down and pull that plate out. So that will give us access now to the needle. So we can see, gonna have this rotated back to this side. Let me get the flashlight a little bit. I'm gonna take a look here. So now we can see down in the top of the carburetor, and you can see a brass nut right there. And that holds our needle in. It's pretty far down, so to get access to that, what we'll do, you see when I'm turning the throttle, and now when I turn the throttle, so I'm not blocking the light, turn the throttle, that will raise all the way up to the top. That's an 8mm socket, and when you turn the carburetor around towards you enough, you should be able to get down there with an extension and just loosen that up. So I'll go ahead and do this off camera since it takes a couple of hands to hold the throttle as well. And when you loosen that up, just be sure you don't take it all the way out, because it can fall down in the side of that, and you have to end up turning your bike on the side and try to fish it out. And it takes a couple hours. Ask me how I know. So again, just be real cautious of that. Just get it loose. And then I usually will grab it with a pair of needle nose pliers or needle nose vice grips and be able to pull that out. So just loosen it up enough. Just be careful where it doesn't fall out. I know some guys will put a little dab of grease in their socket to hold it. So let me pull that out, and then I'll show you how to get the needle access from there. Okay, as you can see, went ahead and got that nut loose. So let me go ahead and see if I can grab that where you can see it. Again, I'll just grab it with a pair of needle nose pliers. And one thing to look at on the top of this nut here, so get it to focus, you can see there's a little spring and a little washer piece on the end of that. That usually will come out with it, but that spring is just kind of held in there by some friction. So if it doesn't come out in there, what I normally will do is I just take a long screwdriver, and you can see I just use a little refrigerator magnet. I forgot what those are called, but there's real strong refrigerator magnets. And you can put it in there, and that spring is made of steel while everything else is made of brass. So I'll just stick that down in there, and usually the spring will pop up. If not, I'll pop the throttle a couple times, and it'll hop right up, and it'll grab it with the magnet. So let me go ahead and now show you the needle. So the needle is recessed down in there. You can see the top of it, where this one's painted red. This is a JD jetting. Where'd I go? Here we are. The JD jetting aftermarket needle, so that's why it's painted red. I forgot what color the factory ones are, or if they're even a color. But what I can do is, if you pop the throttle really hard a few times, let's see if we can get it. There we go. It popped up enough that it just will stay, and if you can even see it here, it's hard to see. But see, it's sticking up above the recess now. So I keep holding the throttle up, and now I can just take a pair of pliers and pull that out. So let me go ahead and do that. I'll need my other hand, and I'll show you in a second exactly what that looks like. Okay, went ahead and got the needle out. And as you can see, there's just a clip on the end of these. So that one, they're measured from the top down. It'll say in the third or the fourth or the fifth clip, depending on your altitude. You can run that based on factory specs, but it's just a small clip there. Just grab that with a pair of vice grips. A lot of times I'll do it over a towel or something, so if you drop that, it doesn't get lost on a garage floor. And you can pop that clip off and pop that right back into place. And then you just follow yourself backwards to put that back in after you make your adjustments. The biggest thing is you want to be sure of is, again, when you come down to put that nut back in there, if you want to have someone else hold your throttle up, and when you get down into where that nut goes in there, just be sure you get it where it doesn't drop in. Get it in place with a needle nose. Sometimes I'll take a small screwdriver and run it through the middle just to help hold it in place, and try to get that in there, because it's a real pain if that falls down in that chamber. But other than that, just put it back in. You don't need much torque when you tighten that. It's brass, and those will tear up. So again, just snug that up real lightly, and then put everything back into place, and you're good to go. So again, that's how you change out the needle valve on a Honda 250X.